Are you filing a tax return in 2024 on the behalf of 2023? Well, if so, you may want to wait on filing because lawmakers are currently working on a piece of legislation that could put an extra $3,600 in your pocket and potentially even ongoing monthly checks. Does that catch your attention? It certainly caught my attention when I read this information, and why I want to share it with you here on this video to maximize how much money you can get from your tax return in the form of refunds and, like I said, potentially even those ongoing monthly checks, as a lot of people need extra money right now. And again, this could be very exciting depending on what lawmakers actually want to do. So that's the focus of this video. Let's get right into it. All right, so we're talking about filing your 2023 federal tax return. Sounds like a fun time, right? Well, I guess it totally depends whether you're paying in or you're receiving money. I suppose if you're paying in, it's probably not a very fun time, but if you're receiving money, then yes, it sounds like a very, very fun time to me. Which, by the way, let me preface this video really quickly by saying this is not legal advice, this is not tax, accounting, professional advice in any way, shape, or form. I would highly advise you talk to your CPA or your accountant on your personal situation, and they will be able to advise you from there, and you probably shouldn't listen to me because I'm just some schmuck on YouTube, and you probably don't want to get advice from me. Again, just saying. By the way, I'm required to say that. Just a quick disclaimer there, but again, I do have some information that I do want to share with you here in this video because lawmakers are currently working on something, and believe it or not, they're racing against the clock right now, and they're trying to get this done before the American people start filing tax returns. I know. Congress, lawmakers, racing the clock. I know, those words do not typically go together in any given sentence, but right now, apparently they are. So let me explain the details about this. All right, so remember back in 2021, it was something called the American Rescue Plan, which, by the way, was a $1.9 trillion piece of legislation that contained the advanced child tax credit payments that were sent out in the form of ongoing monthly checks, and it also had boosted child tax credit payments as well. Do you remember those? Well, guess what they're doing right now? They're trying to bring them back, and there's a likelihood that they are going to be coming back, okay? So this is not like one of those things like, oh, it's a moonshot, probably not happening, but let's talk about it anyway. No, this is one of these things that is likely going to be happening. So here's what's interesting about it. Right now, Democrats and Republicans are negotiating the details about this. So here's what's interesting. Democrats want to bring back the expanded child tax credit payments that are bigger, and they want to give them the option of monthly checks as well, like what we saw in the second half of 2021. On the other hand, Republicans are saying, okay, we can do that, no problem. But as a result, we need to offer some tax cuts for the people as well. So give and take, right? This is generally what happens here with the negotiations is they come together and say, okay, we'll do this, but we want concessions and we need to do this. This is what we want. We can give you what you want if we have what we want, right? Well, that's exactly what they're doing right now, and they're making a lot of progress on this, okay? So this may be coming back sooner than later, and again, they want to apply this retroactively to 2023. Not bad, right? So that means if you are in the situation right now where you're about to file your federal tax return, again, remember, they are due by April 15th, unless you have an extension. And again, I'm not here to tell you what to do. It's not my business. And again, I can't advise you in this video, but I'm just simply saying you may want to wait a little while here before you file your federal tax return, because if you do and they pass this legislation, you can jump right on it and you can grab this as well, okay? Which would be awesome. But if you file before they get it done, then guess what? You got to file an amendment unless the IRS comes out and says, hey, don't worry about it. We got you and we'll take care of it on our own, okay? They've done that before in the past, but I'm just simply saying we may want to wait a little while on this. All right, let me quickly jump through the details about this and tell you what they're talking about as far as how much money this could result in, okay? Here's what it comes down to. They want to increase the child tax credit payments from their current levels of right now, $2,000, up to, depending on the age of the child, okay? Let me explain really fast here. Any child under the age of 6 would be worth $3,600. Sorry, that sounds really bad. Would be worth, sorry, I shouldn't have said that, but you get my point here, okay? So basically any child under the age of 6 would basically have $3,600. that'd be available to the parents of that dependent, right? Okay, so this would translate into $300 per month is what that comes out to be, right? So not bad, right? Okay, so that is the child between, or what I should say is under the age of 6. Now, any child between the ages of 6 and 17 would then be allowed $3,000, which would be $250 a month, okay? Not bad, okay? So this would be awesome. Let's just say, for example, you have 2 kids under the age of 6, okay? Let's just say one is 5 and the other one is 2 or something like that. I don't know. I'm just making up numbers here, okay? That would be the equivalent of basically having a deduction on your tax return of $7,200. $3,600 per child, $7,200. That's massive, right? If you're saying, I don't know, 20% tax bracket, and yeah, I'm just making up numbers here. Let's just say that your taxes generally say 20%, something like that, right? Well, then guess what? That'd save you about $1,400. Not bad. Pretty cool, right? That'd be awesome. And remember this much as well. The child tax credit payments are also refundable in the event that your income is zeroed out, which a lot of people's income is zeroed out, which, by the way, just read this the other day as well. 50% of the population pays 0 federal taxes, okay? So if your income is zeroed out, remember this as well. The child tax credit payments are refundable, as in you can still get money even if your income is 0. Not bad, right? That is cool stuff right there. So anyway, this is what I want to bring to your attention. Now, next, for those kids that are aged 6 through 17, the money there is $3,000 or $250 per month is what it comes out to. Okay, so now that we understand those numbers, let me share with you the details as far as how the monthly checks would go as well, okay? Same situation as what we saw in the second half of 2021, okay? We saw these payments start in July of 2021 and they extended for 6 months through December of 2021 as well. Same situation here. They would want to apply ongoing monthly checks where you could take the option of taking it all as a lump sum on your tax return early in the following year. That's option 1, or option 2 would be you could take it as a monthly ongoing check. So take your pick. What do you want? Do you want a little bit of money every single month for basically the next year? Or would you want a one lump sum payment basically when you file your tax return for the following year or in the following year, right? I don't know. Pick your flavor, right? That's the cool thing about this. Now, again, this is what they have on the table now. This could be changing. I would not be surprised if this changes a little bit between the time that they're negotiating and between the time it turns into law, something like that. But this is what they're negotiating right now. And just saying, they're getting it very close. Even though it's kind of hard to believe, I know they are actually getting this relatively close, okay? So if you want to wait on filing your tax return a little bit, it may be beneficial to do that. Again, I don't know for sure if they're going to pass this or not, but it is looking pretty promising as of right now, okay? But remember, I'm not here to tell you what to do. This is not legal advice, not tax advice, not accounting advice, not advice in any way, shape, or form. I'd highly advise you to talk to your professional, but at the end of the day, you know, if you file early and then they pass it after you filed, well, now it kind of opens up another can of worms where you got to take additional steps to get that money. Does that kind of make sense? So anyway, I'm going to continue watching this. This would impact about 39 million households. It's a lot of people out there that'd be eligible for this. So anyway, of course, I'll continue to keep you posted. If you have not done so yet, subscribe down below. Totally free to do so. Share the video with your friends on my social media. Go back and check out any of the other thousands of videos here on the channel. Leave your comments, your questions, your feedback down below. Until next time, enjoy your day. Take care. Have a good one. And I'll catch you again later.